Hey, what's going on with y'all? It's a Dad Bod Fitness Podcast. I'm probably going to get a lot of flack for this, but I always wanted to make this video, okay? Bullying builds character, okay? I was not the bully, when I was younger. I was never the bully. I was actually on the other end, okay? And here's why I say the bullying builds character. Bullying builds character because for the first time in your life, that is the first time, unless you have some problems at home, that's a totally different story. But in which I feel really bad for kids that get bullied and then they go home and their home's all freaking my house wasn't the best, but I never got it was always love in my crib. I wasn't out here getting bullied or abused or nothing. So those kids I feel terrible for. That's an awful thing. But for normal students with normalish, I came from a normalish, household. People who had a normalish household that got to school and got bullied, that was a great opportunity. And the first time they ever had to stand up for themselves, first time they had to be outspoken, because someone is coming to you, someone is confronting you with some stress. It could be ass whooping. It could be somebody roasting you. It could be somebody knocking your books out. I've had that happen. I've had all kinds. Somebody trying to trip you. You have to react and jump over their leg because kids are being assholes because you're 11, or someone makes fun of you in front of some girls, or especially me. I was a Naruto dude. I played RuneScape. I was playing Halo. I was skinny. I was super nerdy. I was in band, I was literally asking for which sounds terrible. But you know what? I got what I asked for, too. It was awful. But it built character, because I had to stand up for myself, and I wasn't telling my parents and stuff, because I want to be a big boy. I want to be a freaking man. All right, I'm not sure I go home, Mommy, he's picking on me. And if I did tell my mom that, she'd tell me, you go ahead and tell him I will whoop your ass. Not her, me. She was like, you better go out of school and whoop some ass. You better go say something, stick your chest out. I ain't raised no punk. All right, and to be honest with you, I tell my son the same thing, except I had to learn how to fight and defend myself, which is also part of being a man. But my son won't have to learn himself. I'll teach him that, because that's a big difference, okay? And that's a form of troubleshooting. If you're getting your ass whooped in school and you have to learn how to fight, box, and grapple so people won't mess with you, because all it takes is one. You whoop one kid's ass, or you pick up enough weight and get strong enough, they'll stop picking on you because they know they're going to get embarrassed in front of everybody and you're going to get beat up by the nerd. It happens all the time. One of my best friends, he was hanging out with me, and this dude on the football team, and he was a receiver. This ain't no linebacker, okay? So receivers are pretty skinny in high school. This dude took his glasses and was like, do something about it. My man literally came up right behind him and choked him unconscious and took his glasses back and then went up to school. Of course, he got suspended. It's never okay. Violence is never the answer, but sometimes you have to do what you have to do. You shouldn't choke people unconscious now, but a good jab to the freaking eye would have been great. A uppercut, a body slam, or even just just some grappling and just get them on the ground and just manhandle them. It makes a big difference here, guys, and that's a form of troubleshooting. Somebody came to him. Somebody took his property, something that belonged to him. He wasn't bothering nobody. He's one of the most quiet, laid-back dudes I know. Wouldn't hurt a fly, And until you take his glasses. You take his glasses, he gonna start breaking bones. And he was on a wrestling team too, but he was obviously nerdy and skinny, and we were just a bunch of dorks. Shout out to all my nerds. But yeah, he handled that, and that's what bullying does. It teaches the other person how to handle that on the receiving end. Now, you shouldn't be telling your kids to bully others. Bullying is not okay, and bullying is not cool whatsoever. Especially at that young of an age. Some people just can't take it, but I feel like as time goes on, more and more people are unable to take it. Like, there are levels of bullying. But of course, there's cyberbullying, in my opinion, is literally the worst, because you can't, unless you just delete your account, which is what I would just do. Unless you just delete your account, you can't really, it's really hard to stand up to cyberbullying. But physical bullying, in my opinion, totally builds character, because you have to troubleshoot, because there aren't trolls, it's like face to face, But that's my opinion on bullying. I got bullied, okay? It like I said, literally asking for it. Sat at the nerdy table in high school, the whole 9 yards. I was a late bloomer. I started lifting at Bally's in the 11th grade, because these dudes was picking on me, just kept talking smack. And I'm like, all right, we gonna see We gonna see. And so all I did was curl and do shrugs, and then because I had some baby traps and some biceps, people left me alone, and it worked. I was like, yeah, and I got pretty stronger too. I was hitting bench like 3-4 times a week. You know how it is when you first start lifting. There's no routine whatsoever. You're just out here just benching and deadlifting, like, but yeah, that's my story, man. Hopefully you guys have a good day. Let me know what your thoughts on there are on this. I'm a parent, right? So if my kid gets bullied, I would tell him, A, don't ever bully. We don't bully, we bully bullies. Like, literally, that's not okay. And B, if somebody tries to bully you, you don't gotta, if somebody tries to roast you or any of that, or even put their hands on you, you give them one warning and just say, my dad said, if you do that again, it's okay for me to kick your ass. And he gonna start whooping him. I'm gonna be boxing with him in the backyard. Probably gonna join the boxing gym with him eventually, or some jujitsu, because we're gonna try out like some sports and stuff. And so I would really like him to be able to defend himself, and that's really important for our young boys, and even for our daughters. Let's not be sexist. It's not just one gender. Both men and women need to be able to defend themselves, and when confrontation happens, we need to be able to handle it. Like, even in the workplace, family. It's not just in school. Like, eventually, all bullying in my opinion, is a negative confrontation, or confrontation is affecting you in a negative way. People are going to say stuff regardless, even if you're an adult. People gossip at work. People try to bully others at work. You have to know how to handle it. It's not always physical, and that's like my whole thing. It's not always physical, but it allows you to troubleshoot, and it gives you exposure to dealing with tough situations, difficult people, right? Because there are people that are extremely difficult, and in my opinion, if you're intentionally being difficult, I think that's a form of bullying, because you're not being cooperative whatsoever, especially when we're at work or school. You guys know exactly what I'm talking about. If you've ever had to do a group project, or if you're on a team at work, and one person just is not pulling their weight, or they're negatively impacting the team intentionally to the point to where it's like, bro, what's wrong with you? Like, I'm not perfect. I'm not saying I'm flawless. I have my bad traits as well, but like, man, like you really got to know how to handle stuff like that, and we're losing our ability to do so, in my opinion, in our youth, because kids are just getting so soft they can't even get their voice heard. So it's to the point to where, like, you can just step and roll over them and they'll just crumble, or if there's the slightest bit of pressure, they'll just crumble. But yeah, man, let me know what your thoughts are on that. I think bullying builds character, right? Because we were always this sensitive. There were a lot of people like our parents when they were our age, they were working since they were like 14, 13, 12. Now you could barely get them to get a job at like 16, 17. When I was 14, I was 13, 14. This is one of the reasons why I got bullied. Somebody was like, oh yeah, because I couldn't get a job. You can't work in Pennsylvania until you are 16, right? And at 15, they're not hiring you because of child labor laws. You have to take breaks so much they won't even give you a shot. But yeah, I was picking up cigarette butts in a parking lot. It was on a really busy road, so like people saw me and they were like, oh yeah, we seen you picking up cigarette butts. Why are you doing that? That's gross, that's dirty, blah 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 blah. The guy was paying me like $40 to do like 2 hours worth of work, because him and his crew were smokers or whatever, and there were cigarette butts all over the freaking restaurant, and it looked gross. So I was like, hey man, I'll sweep your rocks back into, because he had a gravel like portion of his parking lot. I'll sweep all these rocks together. I'll pick up all the trash around the building. I was like, I wipe the windows. I'll sweep them off the floor, and then I'll clean up the cigarette butts. And I did that. Probably took like about 2 hours, and he paid me $40. That's $20 an hour, and he gave me a free plate of ribs. Shout out to that dude if he ever watches this. He was an old head, so he probably won't. He probably ain't never gonna watch this. But like that's gritty. That's a hustler spirit. Like, I always had that in me. I've worked like 3 jobs my whole, like I've never been like soft, or like not able to like get yours, or like voice my opinion, or to like take some aggressive action, and I feel like to fix your problem, because my problem was I wanted to take a girl out on a date, and I didn't have the money, but I didn't like cry about it or say the world is unfair, or I was mistreated, or blah 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 blah, the system failed me, or I went out and got it, and I feel like we're losing losing our ability to do that and to stick up for ourselves and, to have a backbone. We're just getting so soft. But yeah, man, bullying builds character. I'm in the gym parking lot about to hit some shoulder. You guys have a great day. Thanks for listening. Let me know what you guys think and what your opinion is on this. Please don't please don't go too hard and being like, bullying is terrible and blah, 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 blah. I say, hey, man, if you can't learn to pop a mofo in the mouth, I don't know what to tell you. And if you're a grown man, you should not be getting bullied. You better go to a jiu-jitsu gym, boxing gym, grappling gym, a firing range. You better do something. If you're a grown man getting bullied, this video was geared towards child and high school experiences. Under no circumstances, and this is in my opinion, should grown men be getting bullied, and no grown man should be bullying. That's like, bro, we're no longer in high school. In trades, they do that a lot. There's a lot of bullying, unfortunately, on construction job sites because dudes don't know how to say anything. And people tried that with me a couple times. I was like, nah, dude, not the wrong guy, wrong one. Wrong, better go try somebody else, But you got to stick up for yourself, or it's gonna continue. Join the gym, join the firing range, self-defense class, do something, gain some weight, lose some weight, do something. But you guys have a good day. Let me know what your thoughts are on bullying. Bullying as an adult is not okay. That does not build character. This is only geared towards childhood experiences and childhood experiences only. I'm about to go tear it up. I'm out. Peace.